So clean up a little bit of the stainless around the windows here. Looks good. And I've done the first bit of tidying in the interior. And took these door panels off, took the leather here, nice and soft. We've fed the leather a bit so it's not so rock hard. This is what it is for now. Hopefully we'll get that sorted soon, but it's pretty tidy. Not only that, as I thought we might as well. I've taken the door panel off and I've lubricated the electric window mechanism. Kind of an interesting system with a pulley, which I untangled and retangled and oiled and greased and whatnot. But that's moving freely enough, which is good. Still have to do the door panel on the other side. I'll see if I'll get a shot of the system as well. I'm also going to try and feed and clean the other seat. So we've got two brown torn seats, as we now have a torn black seat and brown seat. So we might as well have two torn brown seats when we get to it. We will hope to restore these two front seats at some point, but I don't mind the patina on these if we can get them fed up and revitalized a bit. But yeah, one thing at a time. Now in the process of feeding the leather, as I've clean this first with vinegar, then water, then leather cleaner, then rinse off, and then the feed. This light is pretty harsh and it's pretty shiny. I'm just about to wipe it off now so it won't be so shiny. I just thought I'd show you the back of the armrest. It's got nails nailed together on wood. So a little throwback to 1930s coach building right there. It's quite funny. Looks like an old shoe. What do you think, Eddie? Shall we have a look? There's some things in the back here. Guide and Handbook to 1980. Contains over 5,500 RAC appointed hotels, motels, more guest houses. Over 6,000 RAC approved garages. There you go. Wonder what the percentage of these that still exist today. We have Alfa Romeo, volume 24, Owners Club magazine, number 2, 1990. Sounds about right for when the car was parked. We have Land Treatment Maze. There you go, Merseyside County Council. Anything else? Yep. Oh, nice fuses. 5 amp, 16 amp. What are you doing with those, Indy? The passenger seat is suffering from the notorious Italian foam, which just turns to dust. So I'm going to do a bodge job now. My wife, Maya, has promised me that she will have these seats professionally fed and restored, and sew this back together with some new foam. I don't know if she can, if this is too hard or too far gone, but she'll patch this together or replace this piece of leather here. But I'm quite keen to try and I'm quite keen to save this original leather for the car. We can always replace it. It's fairly good on the back, but I'd really like to save it and have go for that kind of old shoe look. seat. This was in the other car. Obviously this had torn and they figured they'll put the black seat in as that wasn't torn. I've decided I'd rather see what I can do with this seat, so I have a pair of matching brown seats. And obviously this is a bit more manky. Oh, you like that one, don't you, Indy? So yeah, this is the before anyway, so we'll see what we'll get out of that in the end. Here's the after shot. So not perfect, but compared to having a black seat in there, that's better. At least everything else is sort of brown. You can see the top is what suffered the most, but I think that came out as good as it could considering the condition, and it's all right to sit in. It will work. You're almost matching, Indy, eh? He's ready to go. Hello, hope you're all well. So we've been doing some progress on the car. I've been cleaning up the interior, I've done the seats, if you've seen. I've come back now. I tried to rock the car in gear to see if I could rock the engine, but for some reason the gearbox is not connected to the engine, so I'm going to put it up on the lift and have a look at the clutch plate and stuff and see if anything's sliding, disengaging or whatnot. Sprayed a lot more stuff down the bores. This time I'm going with some anti-seize stuff because I did try to turn the engine around by hand. That didn't happen, nothing happened. It's needless to say, it's pretty tight with space to get down there. The water pump is also seized, unfortunately, so that will have to come off at some point. Wall's probably going to join me later, so while he's here I might have him help me take the bonnet off so we can get some better access. I think taking the radiator out is probably not the worst of ideas. Not looking forward to it because, like with everything else, it's a bit seized and stuck. Good news is I got the lid off for the brake reservoir, and no wonder you have no pressure. There is no brake fluid in the system. Still got this little clutch reservoir to do, but at least looks nice and clean on the inside, which bodes good for the rest of the system. Probably will have to take everything apart and rebuild it, but apparently rebuilt when parked. Besides being a bit dirty, if I get the gunk out and bleed everything out with new fluid, maybe we'll be all right, but I doubt it. That's just wishful thinking. We'll see. A little hack Ian taught me: Jubilee clip, bit cardboard to protect the shape, and then I've got, well, you can do whatever you want, but I've got these vice grips, clamp onto there, and oh, did move a little bit, tighten it a tiny bit, make sure they're nice and tight. There we go. Free! It's free! Nice. Let's see what's inside. Ooh. Goo. Nice. Very good. No wonder that was sealed on there pretty good. But there's a chance we can clean this off and still use it. Brilliant. Well, good to celebrate little wins. Ready?
Yep.
All right, ready for the champagne moment? Vaughn's here, by the way. He's the cameraman.
Hello.
Ooh. Here we go. I can just lift that out there. Ooh. It's a boy. Here I am underneath this Alfa. After a lot of bucking around and swearing and all that stuff, I've finally got to the point where I've been engaging onto the the starter ring here, and it was just before I started filming moving a bit. I've done all sorts with the bores. I've filled it with first I put oil in there, but that was a bit stupid because it was a bit too thick to go in. Then I put acetone to loosen up, and then I sucked everything out, and then I did an acetone automatic transmission mix. Now it's moving. It's not happy yet, but we're just gonna look at that. It's moving. That's it. That's it. The engine is now freeing up. I was really stuck on there. So that is a success. Boy, am I happy about that. Ah, that's really good. Oops. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have to have the car come down. That is moving. Jigging it a bit back and forth. The bores are filled with oil and acetone. Look at that. It's actually, look at that. It is now turning around. Amazing. Woo. We'll also take the clutch off, clutch cylinder that's here. We're going to rebuild that. I'm going to order a new flexi line because while we're at it, we might as well replace that. Next thing, we're going to get this down. We're going to take the disc brakes off, and we're going to start. Those metal flexi lines are apparently new when they were put on there, so we'll see what we do. But I'm going to get the calipers off and take them off and have a look what they're like. What I really don't want to do is go to the booster, but I have ordered a booster kit as well. The booster's behind here somewhere. Yeah, and of course we need to get the whatever water liquids in the engine. We've got to flush that out. I'll probably take the radiator out to flush it, but yeah, one thing at a time. We're getting closer, and once it's drivable, we're going to have a clean up of all this fun stuff. So it's just mostly a clean up job, not too much welding. Boy, am I happy about that. There's the original blue. Would have been a lovely colour. Looks like there's a bit of salt underneath here, so we'll push it out one day and we'll give it a proper rinse off, and we'll put the grease in all the leakages and whatnot. But at least now the engine is free. Look at the top of the engine here. You can see the cams, and you got the little buckets just like on the Jag that have a little washer underneath the bucket that engages with the valves. So you have the intake and the outtake, which is very good. That's cool. And it's moved, and it looks like the buckets are coming up as well where they should after I've been turning it around a bit, so very happy about that. Everything looks to be in fairly good order down here. There's nothing I'm too concerned about. So very happy these buckets are moving. There's even oil in here. This will get an oil change once we get it started. But wow, the engine's moving. That is a big step forward. I guess the next thing now will be to look at the ignition, and then we'll clean out the fuel balls and the carbs, and we'll see where we get. That was a big leap forward, that we don't have a stuck engine anymore.